the lineups.
Batting first, number 2, center fielder Dylan Hall. Batting second, third baseman, number 18, Colby Greenwald. Batting third, second baseman, number 1, Marcus Tabanera. Batting cleanup, playing first base, number 16, Cade Huffman. Batting fifth, shortstop, number 11, Noah Spain. Batting sixth, your DH, number 12, Bryce Dobbs. Batting seventh, your pitcher for today, number 15, Dylan Big Country Bratcher. Batting eighth, your catcher today, number 4, Miles Johnson. Batting ninth, left fielder, number 3, Ryland Seasongood. Would everyone please stand and remove your hats for the
So now we will have the national anthem here, and then we'll come back with our starting lineups. Today a sophomore batting cleanup at second base, number 2 Slade Cordius, and batting fifth at first base is number 14 Aiden McCandless, a senior. Batting at shortstop, batting eighth the catcher, number 7 Jack Pipkin, and batting ninth at right field is number 4 Julian Cordius, and not batting but in the field today the left fielder, number 9 Gage Sweat. Looking over at the Mules defensively, let's go from the outfield. In left field, number 3, Ryland Seasongood. At right field, number 5, Cameron Settle. We'll get to him in just a moment. In center field, number 2, Dylan Hall. Let's go around the infield. At third base, number 18, Colby Greenwald. At shortstop, number 11, Noah Spain. Over at second base, it is number 1, Marcus Tabanera. And first base, number 16, Cade Huffman. Behind the plate today, it is number 4, Miles Johnson. And on the mound for the Mules, he is the senior. We're talking about Dylan Bratcher. He is making his second start of the season this year. He is 0-1 this year with an earned run average of 2.625. He has pitched 2 2/3 innings, giving up 7 hits, 7 runs, only 1 earned run. He has walked 3, struck out 4. He has also hit a batter and called for 1 balk so far this season. So there you go. Those are the numbers coming up. It is now 4:30 on the dot. Let's go ahead now and let's pause at 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Mules Baseball Live on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network. It is 4:30. I'm Frankie Castillo. Coach Will Durden right beside me from the Mules basketball team. Glad to see him. He might pick up a mic. He might not. I don't know. We'll see. He may take my green drink. You never know. All right. It is now time for the opening pitch here today in Poplar Bluff. Bratcher comes set. It is 4:30 on the nose. We are underway. And there is the first strike right down the middle. No balls and 1 strike here to the leadoff man, Ty Williams, who is batting 2/5. No balls and 2 strikes. Donald H. Man coming up now for the Eagles. B.J. Waters, the Eagles. B.J. Waters looking for his first hit this season. Wears number 15 Mules, by the way. They are 2-2 on the year. There's a rip, and this one gets out there to a center field for a base hit, and the Eagles have their first runner aboard. A runner on first base now. B.J. Waters able to get his first hit this season, and one of their best hitters in the lineup, Brady Swims, will come up to the plate. He is batting 200 on the year. He's got a base hit, no RBIs. However, Waters is standing on first base with 1 away. Bratcher now takes a long look at the runner on first base. Here's the opening pitch. This one called a strike right down the middle. No balls and 1 strike. It is 4:32 on this Thursday. Game time temperature got sunshine here in Poplar Bluff. It is a little bit on the cool side at 62 degrees, but the winds are nowhere near where they were on Tuesday. We are less than 10 miles an hour. There's a ground ball. This one goes up the middle, and good job there by Dylan Hall, able to get the ball right back in. And just like that, 2 runners on with 1 down here in the top of inning number 1. A hard base hit to center field. Hall able to come up with it. So back-to-back hits following the second base here today. Good speed on first and second base. Waters leads away from second base. Long look by Bratcher. Here's the pitch, and there's a ball taken outside. 1 ball and no strikes. So Bratcher now making his second start of the season. Looking to get going early in this one. Trying to give up no runs. We'll see what happens coming up. So now Bratcher comes set. Here is the 1-0 offering on the way. This one just misses a little high. 2 balls and no strikes. So 2 balls and no strikes here. Mules coming off an impressive win this past Tuesday, as they were able to get a huge win over Kennett. There's a nice pitch. 2 balls and 1 strike here. So 2 balls and 1 strike as we are underway here in Poplar Bluff. 2-1 the count. Bratcher takes a long look at Waters. Here's the pitch, and there's a ground ball. This one could be 2. Over to second for the out. Got him at first base on a 4-6-3 double play. We are going to the bottom of inning number 1. Mules coming to bat. No score. We're back in 30 seconds on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network. It took only 10 pitches to get out of the jam as the Mules are able to give up no runs, a couple of hits, and 2 left on base. So the Mules now will come to the plate now. They leave a 1 runner on base, and the Mules now have an opportunity to do some damage here in the home half of inning number 1. Let's take a look at the offensive lineup here put together by Coach John David Patillo in his second season as the head baseball coach. The Mules now will go with a 5'8 junior, number 2, Dylan Hall. He'll be the leadoff man playing center field. Batting second, a 6'2 senior at third base, Kobe Greenwald. Batting third, a 5'8 sophomore. He is at second base, Marcus Tabanera. Batting cleanup at first base, a 6'5 sophomore in Cade Huffman. Batting fifth at shortstop, a 5'8 junior is Noah Spain. Batting sixth, the DH man today, a 5'9 sophomore, number 12, Bryce Dobbs. Batting seventh, the pitcher, a 6'4 senior, number 15, Dylan Bratcher. Batting eighth, he'll be the catcher today. He is a 5'10 sophomore, Miles Johnson. Batting ninth in left field, a 5'9 senior is Ryland Season Good. Not batting today. In the field at right field, it is Cameron Settle, a 6'3 senior. Looking now at the defensive lineup here put together by Coach Kimball. In left field, it'll be Gage Sweat. Right field, Julian Cordius. In center field, Ty Williams. Around the horn, third base is Brady Swims. At shortstop is Joseph Taylor. Second base is Slade Cordius. First base is Aiden McCandless. The catcher is Jack Pipkin. On the mound for the first time here this season, it is number 5, J.G. Harris. And there's a foul ball taken to the Mules leadoff man. And it'll be No balls and 1 strike here to the Mules leadoff man Dylan Hall, batting .500 this season. He's got 5 hits so far, 1 extra base hit. We'll see what he does as the leadoff man. This one up the middle for a base hit, and the Mules have their leadoff man on with nobody down here in the bottom of inning number 1. So there you go on the second pitch. Mules Dylan Hall goes right up the gut. Colby Greenwald coming up to the plate now for the Mules. Greenwald batting .417 so far this season. He's got a couple of RBIs, 1 double. Dylan Hall, by the way, he's got some speed over there on first base. 2 stolen bases on 3 attempts so far this season. Coach Kimball knows that. They throw back to first base here, not in time, as Hall able to slide back in. So the Mules here, after giving up 2 base hits in the top of the first inning, they get a base hit here to begin the inning with a runner on first base. Pitch is on the way outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Mules here are the favorite to come away with the win today. So far, the Mules are scoring 8 runs a ball game in their first 4 ball games. They're also giving up 8 as well on the other side. The Eagles are only scoring 2 runs a ball game so far this season. Meanwhile, they're giving up around 6 runs. 1 ball, no strikes here as Greenwald digs in with Dylan Hall leading away from first base. Here's the 1-0 pitch in there for a called strike. Count is even, 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 the count here as the wind blows in from left field today. On Tuesday, it was blowing straight out at about 20 miles an hour. Today, we are hovering between 5 and 10 miles an hour. Here's the pitch outside for a ball, 2 balls and 1 strike. Count is 2-1 now as the Mules looking to get something going here in the bottom of the inning. We'll see what they're able to do with their leadoff man sitting on first base. Hall now gets a good lead on first base. We'll see if the Mules are able to move him. They're going to try. Hall got a good jump and a head-first slide, and the Mules now have a runner in scoring position. Dylan Hall now has his 3rd stolen base of this season. 3 balls and 1 strike here as Greenwald now has a hitter's count for sure. We'll see what the Mules are able to do here with a 3-1 count. Stacy Rommel tuning in, and just like that, the Mules now have runners on first and second base following a leadoff base hit. And now a walk here coming up to the plate, Marcus Tabanera. Let me tell you, Tabanera had a huge ball game on Tuesday. He is batting a whopping .455, 5 hits this year. 4 of them have come for extra base hits. He's got 4 doubles so far this year. Tabanera, by the way, 7 RBIs this season. Back over to second base, not in time, as Hall able to slide in with no issue as the Mules now looking to continue their momentum. And boy, if the Mules can get on the board here in this one, that would be a huge one. If Poplar Bluff is able to score some runs here. Both runners take off. No throw as Greenwald and Dylan Hall end up going to the next base here as it'll be an 0-1 count. Dylan Hall now with 2 stolen bases here today. And Greenwald will follow suit as both end up with a stolen base. No balls and 1 strike now. This one gets away. Dylan Hall's going to come home. The throw in is safe. And the ball gets away from the pitcher, and both runs will come in to score. The Mules now are going to lead 2-0 following the wild pitch and then the air on the catcher. 1 ball and 1 strike here as Dylan Hall is going to score. And then Greenwald ends up, and he is going to end up and score on the air. 2-1 the count now. 2 balls and 1 strike here. So the Mules have 2 runners that come across here. They now lead 2-0 following the wild pitch and then the air. There's a strike called. This one hit on the inside part of the plate. So now the Mules here quickly behind in this count. Two balls, or make that 2 balls and 2 strikes rather. Count is even at 2-2. This one is outside. Kind of a sidearm that time by J.G. Harris. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So the count is full now. Awaiting on deck, Cade Huffman. There's a rip in this one right to the shortstop. Taylor on a hop and in time at first base. It goes at 6-3 on the out. And there is your first out of the inning. So 1 down here for Cade Huffman, the 6'5" sophomore. Tell you what, Huffman had a huge ball game on Tuesday, not only offensively but also defensively, as he made maybe the play of the year in right field, as he was able to get a double play on a line drive to third base to catch the runner between second and third base. 1 ball and no strikes here. 1 ball and no strikes. We are live on YouTube and on Facebook. Glad to have you alongside here today, as well as the radio. Swing and a miss. Count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. So 1 ball and 1 strike here to Cade Huffman. This one called a strike as well. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1-2 the count now. Huffman digs in. This one is outside. Count is even now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Let us know where you're watching from this afternoon. Also, if you don't mind, let us know what team you're going for. This one is popped straight up near shortstop. Taylor gets underneath it, and he'll make the catch at shortstop. And there is the second out of the inning. So 2 down here in the inning now. And coming up to the plate, it'll be Noah Spain, who had the game winner on Tuesday. So back-to-back outs now going to shortstop. Noah Spain, a 5'8" junior. Spain this year batting 125. First pitch taken outside. 1 ball and no strikes. So 1-0 the count now to the Mules at shortstop. Mules have already scored 2 runs here in the ball game, and this one out to left field. This one's going to get in for a hit, and it'll be at least a double, as Noah Spain can walk into second base on a 2-out double by the Mules shortstop. That one taken to left field, and Noah Spain knew it the moment it left his bat. It was going to be extra base hits. So now Bryce Dobbs is coming up to the plate. And boy, just like on Tuesday where we said a few guys needed a hit, this guy right here, nobody works harder than Bryce Dobbs. Would love to see him keep this momentum going with a runner on second base. 3rd hit of the inning, or make that 2nd hit of the inning rather. Following a leadoff base hit, this one taken out of play down the first base line. It is no balls and 1 strike. So no balls and a strike here to the Mules DH hitter today. His name is Bryce Dobbs. Wayne Wilcutt, he is rooting for a Mules win today. So glad to have you alongside, my friend. Stacy Rommel tuning in as well in Poplar Bluff. Here is the 0-1 pitch on the way to Bryce Dobbs. He fouls it away. He is in the hole now. No balls and 2 strikes. Just underway here in Poplar Bluff. Runners on second base right now. It's an 0-2 count, and the Mules lead 2-0 here in the bottom of inning number 1. So Dobbs now comes set, and here's the pitch on the way. It is outside for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Good cut there. Good take by Bryce Dobbs. Awaiting on deck. Awaiting on deck, it is the Mules pitcher, Dylan Brancher. He will await his turn coming up. There's a ground ball. This one going to go foul as well, and we'll redo it. We'll redo the 1-2 count. Glad you're tuning in today, whether you're tuning in on the radio on 93.3 FM or 9:30 AM, watching us live on Facebook and on YouTube. This one is fouled away. It's going to go foul. It fouled off the plate. We'll do it again. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Mules DH man trying to get something going and keep it going, rather. It is 330 down the lines. Straight away 400 in center field. One ball and 2 strikes to the Mules DH man outside. Count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tom Cash is tuning in. His first Mules baseball game, he says. Hope the weather is great. How's the weather out where you are, my friend? Out in Kansas. Inside, a good take by Bryce Dobbs. Count is full now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Terry Bratcher is tuning in. She says, let's go Mules. It was good to meet you this past Saturday, by the way, Miss Terry and Festus. Glad you were able to come up and say hi to me on Saturday. And a strike is called on the outside, a part of the plate to Bryce Dobbs. And that is how the inning will come to a close. Mules pick up 2 runs on 2 hits. They'll leave a runner on second, first and second. We go to the top of inning number 2. It is 2-0 in favor of the Mules. Back in 1 minute on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
Patriot Auto Glass offers chip repair or glass replacement. They provide fast quality service done by experienced technicians. Ask about our veteran and first responder discounts. Call Patriot Auto Glass today at 573-840-5027. And remember, Patriot Auto Glass will come to you.
Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers is a third-generation family-owned jewelry and repair store who have served the Poplar Bluff community for over 60 years.
Our family has always worked hard to provide the finest jewelry creations and service imaginable.
All right, so we are back here, and Bratcher now about to work his second inning. The Mules strand a runner on second base following a 2-out hit by Noah Spain, and the Mules still lead 2-0 here in the top of inning number 2. By the way, we were talking about Cameron Settle earlier today. Boy, a big shout out to him. Check this number out. He was named to the Missouri Basketball Coaches Association Academic All-State Team. He is currently ranked 4th in his senior class. And listen to this GPA following the ground ball to Kobe Greenwald over to first base in time. What a stretch by Huffman using that 6'5 frame. And the Mules quickly 1 down here in the inning for the Eagles. Cameron Settle with an 11.714 GPA. His ACT score, by the way, was a very high 32. So congratulations to Mules outfielder Cameron Settle, who is a senior on this team. Besides being a good ball player, he is very well on his way in academics. Earlier on this morning, we were talking about that on the program with Dr. Aaron Corman, Poplar Bluff R1 school superintendent. He was telling me that besides being a sports guy, academics, very, very important to him. There's ball 1 taken outside. 1 ball and 1 strike now. Always love giving those accomplishments. Appreciate Mules Athletic Director Kent Keith getting us that information on Cameron Settle. Inside pitch, 2 balls and 1 strike now to the pitcher J.G. Harris. J.G. Harris is the batter right now for the Eagles. Harris so far this season batting .333, a couple of RBIs this young season for them. This one up high for a ball, 3 balls and 1 strike now. So it's 3-1 the count here in the top of inning number 2. Here is your 3-1 pitch on the way by Bratch. in there for a called strike. Yes, sir. Count is full now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 70 degrees over there in Wichita, Kansas. It is a little bit cooler than that right here in Bluff, my friend. We are in the low 60s. There's a swing and a miss. Second punch out of the ball game here for Dylan Bratcher. 2 down in the inning. And coming up to the plate now is Joseph Taylor.
Number 6, Joseph Taylor.
He is the 7-hitter in the lineup. So 2 quick outs here. Second strikeout by Dylan Bratch. Pitch is in there for a called strike. No balls and 1 strike. By the way, going on here in case you are in the crowd right now tuning in to the radio part of things, don't forget that right now they are selling Mules baseball caps. They are maroon and white. There's a foul ball to the screen. No balls and 2 strikes. She is set up right behind a home plate, as a matter of fact. $25 each. When you walk in to Bobby Strenfel Field, they've got the maroon ones and the white ones on sale now. Appreciate Miss Bratcher doing that for the Mules baseball team. Here is the 0-2 pitch on the way from Bratcher. Just misses up high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Bratcher will lead off in the bottom half of the inning. It'll be 7-8-9 due up for the Mules. The 7-hitter now batting here in the second. There's a swing and a miss. And there is the second punch out of the inning. 3rd for the game by Bratcher. No runs, no hits. They go 1, 2, 3. We are going to the bottom of inning number 2. It's Bratcher, Johnson, and Season good. Mules lead 2-0 on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
Oh, Grandma, there's another PB Realty sign.
Yes, I know, dear. PB Realty signs are everywhere.
Another one, and it says Legacy Farm.
Did you know PB Realty and Legacy Farm and Land Specialist have 3 offices in Poplar Bluff, plus offices in Donovan, Piedmont, and even Branson? This is Lucy Wheeler with PB Realty. Call me today, 573-785-7600, or my cell, 429-3243.
You're in the zone with Baldwin Toyota. Today's spotlight is a 2023 Toyota RAV4. Grab your teammates for the ultimate ride. The 2023 Toyota RAV4 offers a spacious interior and configurable cargo space. Now you can carry all your gear for the big game.
That's right. And with the RAV4's all-wheel drive technology, you can effortlessly tackle any terrain.
Get in the game and visit Baldwin Toyota and experience the 2023 Toyota RAV4 for yourself. And now back to Mules action.
All right, so we are getting ready for the bottom of inning number 2. Our ball game here today. Proud supporters are First Midwest Bank, also Kevin's Auto Repair, PB Realty, Legacy Farm and Land Specialists, Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers, also being brought to you by Russians Towing, Baldwin Toyota, First Choice Insurance, Poplar Bluff Regional Medical Center, also Patriot Auto Glass, Christian Automotive and Tire, Eye Care Specialist, Larry Hillis Dodge, Air Solutions, Edmondson Warren and Holt Legal Services, Maverick Glass, and Senator Jason Bean. All right, coming up to the plate now, it is Dylan Bratcher, the Mules pitcher. Bratcher so far this year batting .500. He's got 3 RBIs to his name. He takes the first pitch way outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Bratcher, by the way, this past Tuesday, 2 huge base hits to keep the Mules' streak and momentum going. Drove in a couple of runs against Kennett. Good interview. There's a base hit out to right field. And Bratcher continues his onslaught with another big hit. And this one goes out to right field. Mules have their leadoff man on again for the second consecutive inning. And coming in to run for Mr. Bratcher here today, we've got Bell Brandt. He will be on, Brent Bell rather, will be on first base here as the courtesy runner. So the Mules now trying to threaten again here in the bottom of the inning. The Mules get their leadoff man on. Dylan Hall led us off in the first inning with a base hit. He would come in to score. And now Bratcher does his part, and he got a leadoff base hit as well. First pitch outside for a ball, 1 ball, and no strikes. So 1-0 the count to Miles Johnson, who is batting .286 on the year, a couple of RBIs. He's got 2 base hits so far. Would love to get one here and keep this momentum going for the Mules. He does show bunt here on this pitch. The infield coming in now. Third baseman comes way in, and good job by Bell as he takes off, and he'll be awarded at second base here. 1 ball and 1 strike. As now the Mules, Bell able to get to second base. His stolen base, first one this year. It is now a 1-1 count, and the Mules have a man in scoring position. Infield still comes in. The first baseman way in on the grass. This one fouled away. He swung away that time. It is 1 ball, 2 strikes, and now the defense swims, going to back up a little bit on third base. McCandless takes about 2 steps backwards. He is still very much near the edge of the grass turf. Now he's going to back up a little bit. Outfield playing shallow for Johnson as well, trying to keep that run from scoring at second base. There's a rip. Get down, baby. Get down for a base hit. And coach is going to wave him in. Here is your relay throw. He is safe. So the Mules with a big RBI there. Mules now lead 3-0, and just like that, Bell comes in to score on an RBI base hit by Miles Johnson. So Bell scores and Johnson ends up and goes to second base on the throw. RBI base hit by Johnson. Mules now lead it by a score of 3-0. So now coming up is Ryland Season Good. He gets this one down, the bunt, and he's going to score. Or I should say he'll be on first base, rather. He does his job, and they weren't going to get him anyway. He flew out of that box. And now runners on first and third base with still nobody out here in the inning. We are back to the top of the lineup now. That was a nice play by Season Good. They were not going to get him anyway. That was a perfectly executed bunt with runners now on the corners. And now Dylan Hall back up to the plate. Hall is 1 for 1 so far today with 2 stolen bases. He also scored the first run of the ball game as well. And now he's got an opportunity here to get an RBI. Would be number 3 standing on third base. Greenwald is coming up next following this at bat by Dylan Hall. Here is the first pitch. Runner takes off. This one ripped and way out of play down the third base line. He got a hold of that one. No balls and 1 strike. So 0-1 the count now. Mules picked up a big win against Kennett on Tuesday. Kennett turns around and they pick up a big win over Dexter last night. It was a 4-3 ball game. Our ball game was 3 hours and 28 minutes. Their ball game last night, 1 hour, 43 minutes. Just saying. Big, big difference there. There's a ground ball. This one fouled off the plate. No balls and 2 strikes now. Still runners on the corners. First and third base. Johnson got a huge base hit. Mules have a courtesy runner standing on third base now. As Johnson, Cade Jenkins is the courtesy runner over on first base for the Mules. Here is the 0-2 pitch, and there's a ground ball hit sharply to the third baseman. Got him at second base. Mules do score a run, but it will be 1 out with a runner on first base as Dylan Hall is able to get to first base. So Colby Greenwald coming up to the plate now. That was a fielder's choice. So now runners are only on first base. It is a 4-0 ball game now. Mules have their first out. It is an RBI ground out. This one is Greenwald, another base hit. He gets his first hit of the ball game, and Dylan Hall is going to go to third on the boot. He's going to score, and now the Mules lead by 5. So Dylan Hall is going to come all the way around to score. It is a base hit, and then Greenwall is going to advance on the fielding error. Marcus Tabanera is going to come up to the plate now. So Hall will come away and score following the left field error. And now it is a 5-0 ball game. So Hall comes around to score as well. It is a 5-0 ball game. So 5-0 is the score. This one's popped up out toward right field, and Cordius is going to go make the play. The runner will tag, and Greenwall winds up on third base. 2 down here in the inning now.
Now batting number 16,
So 2 down here in the inning, and Greenwall was able to tag up and go to third base. So Tabanera, that's going to be an F9 on the out. 2 down here in the inning. And this one by Huffman is a foul ball. So Huffman now the left-hander takes that one for a ride. Huffman is popped out to shortstop his first time. Mules have extended their lead. This one goes inside, but it may have got him. It did. And now Huffman will trot down to first base. So the Mules now have runners on the corners, and Noah Spain is 1 for 1 here in the ball game. Had a double back in the first inning. So Huffman on first base, Greenwall is on third. Mules have him on the corners. Spain now would love to drive in a run here. He is 1 for 1 so far in the ball game, coming in batting 125 on the year. Mules looking for their third win this year, trying to go to 1 game over 500. Also go 2-0 in the conference as well. Here's the pitch. Inside pitch is called for a strike, and Huffman will end up and steal second base. So Huffman now with a stolen base. Mules now have him on second and third base. Still 2 down in the inning. A base hit here will probably score 2 runs. Long look at third base to Greenwall. Here's the 0-1 pitch outside for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. So Sunday, we will head down to Gulf Shores, Alabama, and the Mules have a huge road trip ahead of them following tonight's ball game. There's a ground ball. This one hit 2 swims. He takes it on the hop over to first base in time, and the Mules will strand a couple of runners, but not before they pick up 2 more runs. The Mules scored 3 runs on 4 hits, 1 error, leaving 2 on. Pipkin, Cordius, and Williams are all due up when we come back. Mules lead 5-0 on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
Caring for those you love also means taking good care of yourself. At Poplar Bluff Regional Medical Center, our healthcare providers take the time to identify your health risks and help you prioritize good health. Regular checkups and age-appropriate screenings are important to be healthy now and stay well in the future. With same or next day appointments and online scheduling, we make it easy to make an appointment right now. You can even see us from the comfort of your own home via telehealth. Put your health first today by making an appointment by visiting pbrmc.com and searching online scheduling.
All right, we owe you a legal ID on the radio. We'll take it now on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network. This is just for the radio. Coming up to the plate now, Pipkin. He will bat here as Bratcher comes set. First pitch by Bratcher is going to be high for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes here. As we are in the top of inning number 3, it'll be Jack Pipkin. He is up to the plate now for the Eagles. Pipkin coming in looking for his first hit of 2024. This one popped up, and this one Huffman makes chase, and it's going to get into the bullpen. 1 ball and 1 strike here. So for the Eagles, it'll be 8, 9, and 1, all due up here in the top of inning number 3, moving right along here in the 3rd. Mules lead 5-0. Mules picked up 2 runs in the first, ended up with 3 last inning. This one downstairs for a ball, 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1 the count. Been looking at some of the weather forecasting for next week in Gulf Shores, and it looks like we should be okay. 1 strike in there, I should say 2 balls and 2 strikes. Caught the inside part of the plate. I think one day next week on Tuesday, we're looking at 50% chance of rain, I think it is. Everything else so far just misses. Ball 3, 3 balls and 2 strikes. I was going to say the other days that we're going to be there, Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday, looks to be pretty good right about now. Here is the payoff pitch by Bratcher. Got him with a punch out on a called strike 3. And the Mules now with a first out of the inning. Bratcher with his 4th strikeout of the ball game.
Now batting number 4, Julian Courtois.
So a quick strikeout here. He has fanned the last 3 batters that he has faced. So Bratcher began the ball game with a strikeout to Ty Williams, B.J. Waters, and Brady Swims, each got a base hit. And then Slade Cordius, a 4-6-3 double play. There's a swing and a miss. That was in the first inning. Second inning, McCandless grounded out to 3rd base. And then it's been strikeouts to J.G. Harris, also Joseph Taylor, and Jack Pipkin. 3 straight strikeouts, swing and a miss, and now Bratcher is 0-2 in the count. Bratcher had a great interview with him following the big win on Tuesday versus Kennett. Great kid all the way around, respectful, gives credit to his teammates, to other teams. You don't see that a whole lot, but our Mules do that all the time. Another strikeout for the young man, and that is 4 strikeouts in a row. So 4 punch-outs by Bratcher, and now we are back to the top of the lineup here as Ty Williams, who struck out his first time, makes his way up to the plate. He is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. So Bratcher, 4 consecutive strikeouts, another strike that time, right down Grand Central Avenue. No balls and 1 strike. Bratcher has pitched 2 2/3 innings so far in the ball game. He's already gotten 5 strikeouts. Another strike. That ball had some movement on it. He is 1 pitch away from getting out of the lineup, but more importantly, he is 1 pitch away from 3 consecutive strikeouts in the inning. Here is your 0-2 pitch on the way. This one fouled away, just caught enough of it. Still no balls and 2 strikes here. Ty Williams coming in the game, batting .250 on the season. He has struck out 3 times this year. He's also got the 1 walk. Bratcher would love to get out of the inning, give his Mules an opportunity to add to their lead. Outside for a ball, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Coming up in the home half of inning number 3, it is 6, 7, 8, Dobbs, Bratcher, and Johnson. If anybody gets on season good to bat 4th in the inning. Here is the 1-2 pitch. Just misses inside, a little bit high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bratcher having a great outing so far. He looks relaxed, looks comfortable there on the mound. Here is the 2-2 pitch. Just missed. 3 balls and 2 strikes. I think half of the Mules defense was walking off the field. My good buddy John Scott tuning in. Glad to see him back online, feeling better. Like to see that coming up in the fall time. John Scott makes his return. There's a punch out. You betcha, 3 up and 3 down via the strikeout. We are going to the bottom of the inning. Mules lead 5-0 on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
Breathe easier and extend the life of your HVAC system, plus fewer repair bills with Air Solutions Comprehensive Maintenance Plan. You'll save money and get the peace of mind that only comes from calling Air Solutions. 785-1500.
Maverick Glass offers repair of automotive, commercial, and residential glass, including mobile repair services. From a chip windshield to a custom glass shower, remember Maverick Glass. Thank you for making Maverick Glass the area's leading glass company for more than 30 years.
Here's a quick and easy test to see if you need new tires. Insert a penny upside down, and if you see the top of Honest Abe's head, your tread is too low. If you don't, you're good to go. So when it's time for new tires, remember Christian Automotive and Tire, keeping you safe on the road.
All right, so we are back here as we get ready for the bottom of inning number 3. Dobbs, Bratcher, and Johnson. And for Dylan Bratcher, he has struck out the last 5 batters that he's faced. He has 6 total in the ball game. What I was going to say before that last punch out, my good buddy John Scott makes his return to the broadcast booth coming up in the fall. And man, we are counting down the days for all of the jokes, the laughter, and maybe a little bit of sports analysis too. He does a great job. All right, Bryce Dobbs now coming up to the plate now for the Mules. Dobbs is 0 for 1 so far today. Dobbs struck out looking back in the first inning. We'll see what he can do here. Dobbs would love to get on base and get things going for his Mules as we are in the bottom of inning number 3. Strike 1 right down the pike, no balls and 1 strike. So I'm glad to see that my son is having a blast here today, decided to go fishing out behind the house, and he is catching quite a few so far. Little devil. Whenever we go together, I don't catch hardly anything, but he goes without me, and he winds up catching a whole mess of them. No balls and 2 strikes now. Dobbs looking for a big hit here in this ball game. Dobbs coming in the ball game batting .091. Would love to get on base here. Here is the 0-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, and he is down on strikes. 1 down here in the bottom of the inning. Second strikeout of the ball game here for J.G. Harris. So 1 down here in the inning. And now Dylan Bratcher, who singled his first time, comes up to the plate. Miss Patillo is tuning in. Glad to see her alongside here today. Saw her at the ball game this past Tuesday. I bet it was cold out there, Miss Patillo. It was pretty cold in here, too. Tim had the window open. I shut mine. Here's the 0-1 pitch. There's a ground ball. This one's going to be taken by Cordius at second base and on the hop. And there is your second out of the inning. 2 up and 2 down here in the bottom of inning number 3. And that will come up to the plate now. It is Miles Johnson. So Johnson with an RBI base hit. Got a base hit his first time up as well. Ended up on second base following an E7 in the field. Here is the pitch on the way, a swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike here. 2 down in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Coming up for New Madrid County Central. 2, 3, and 4 due up. B.J. Waters and then Brady Swims, the 2 best hitters on the team, to lead off in the 4th. A swing and a miss. He is down to his last strike here. Quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. Mules lead 5-0. Mules got 2 runs in the first inning, ended up getting 3 runs last inning. So far, 2 outs here for J.G. Harris. Here is the 0-2 pitch. There's a ground ball, foul down the third base line, and we'll do it again. Still no balls and 2 strikes. So Mules will have quite a few away games next week, and then the week after we'll resume our live stream. I know we're going to take care of the Sykeston ball game. However, we are going to Ellington. Not sure if we're going to be able to live stream that one or not. We'll have to make a few phone calls and see what the service is like in Ellington. But we're sure going to try. We're going to try to provide as much live stream as we can. Every ball game will be on the radio. There's a fly ball. This one out toward a Sweat at left field. Gets underneath it and will make the catch. And there is your 3rd out of the inning. 3 up and 3 down. We have played 3, still 5-0 Mules lead. We're back in 1 minute on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
Imagine playing sports, reading, or driving without needing contact lenses or glasses. The eye LASIK procedure at Eye Care Specialists could be the answer to help you improve your vision. Call Eye Care Specialists to schedule a free screening.
Kevin's Auto and Tire is now a certified dealer for Bridgestone and Firestone tires. Kevin's Auto is also a full-service garage from brakes and oil changes to electrical and AC. Don't forget they also offer custom muffler work. It's Kevin's Auto and Tire, located on Cravens Road in Poplar Bluff.
So as we get ready for the 4th inning, J.G. Harris throwing his first 1-2-3 inning of the ball game. Check out the numbers so far for J.G. Harris. He threw 28 pitches in the first inning, 19 in the second, 10 that last inning. On the other side, looking at Dylan Brancher and what he's been able to do so far, not only does he have 5 consecutive strikeouts, he threw 10 pitches in the first inning, 11 in the second inning, and 16 last inning. So we'll see what he's able to do here with this inning coming up already in the top of inning number 4. Our ball game today is brought to you by Senator Jason Bean, Maverick Glass, also Edmondson, Warren, and Holt Legal Services, Air Solutions, also Larry Hillis Dodge, Eye Care Specialist, Christian Automotive and Tire, Patriot Auto Glass, Poplar Bluff Regional Medical Center, First Choice Insurance, Baldwin Toyota, Russians Towing, Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers, PB Realty Legacy Farm and Land Specialist, also First Midwest Bank, and Kevin's Auto Repair. So Brancher comes set 2, 3, and 4. B.J. Waters a base hit back in the first. We'll see how Brancher pitches him here. In there for a called strike. No balls and 1 strike here to the leadoff man, B.J. Waters. He has got his first hit of 2024 back in the first. In there for a nice pitch again. No balls and 2 strikes. Don't want to jinx him, but we're not going to have 6 straight punch-outs, are we? I'm just saying. Brancher looking for his 6th consecutive punch-out. Good pitch. I like the pitch call by Brancher anyway. 1 ball, 2 strikes, a little bit outside. Still ahead here, 1 ball, 2 strikes. 5 consecutive punch-outs here. Here is the 1-2 pitch on the way from Brancher. In the dirt, 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2-2 the count. B.J. Waters trying to get his team a little momentum here. They're down at 5 runs. If there's anything to talk about here is the fact that New Madrid had their first 1-2-3 inning back in the 3rd. This one is up high. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So following the 0-2 count, Brancher is now fallen behind at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Payoff pitch on the way. Brady Swims awaiting on deck. He's also 1 for 1. Here's the payoff on the way. And lost it up high. So a leadoff runner here for the Eagles as B.J. Waters draws a walk. It is the first walk issued by Bratcher. So now Brady Swims coming up to the plate now. Swims is 1 for 1 with a base hit. So far today, the Eagles have only had 1 runner in scoring position, and that was B.J. Waters back in the first. He was standing on second. First pitch downstairs, good block by Johnson. 1 ball and 2 strikes, or make that 1 ball and no strikes rather. I wish it was already 2 strikes. A little ahead of myself there. So now B.J. Waters a good lead away from first base. So waiting on deck for the Eagles is Cordius. Here's the pitch. Up, good pitch. Strike 1, a 1 ball and a 1 strike now. 1-1 the count, runner on first base. Make sure hit that share button for us on social media. Mules here, wind blowing in from left field at about 8 to 10 miles an hour. Time is called by the home plate umpire. Taking a look at our upcoming schedule. Lots of road games coming up. We've got 4 of them coming up next week. There's a foul ball. This one going to get to the screen. It is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mules have got to win some ball games next week to play on that Thursday. We won't know how that's going to shake out until later on next week. But then when we come back from Gulf Shores, Alabama, we'll be in Ellington on April the 1st. We'll be at home on April 2nd against Sykeston. And then April the 4th, we'll be at Greene County Tech in Paragould, Arkansas. And then we hit the road going to Lake of the Ozarks for that weekend right before strikeout is called. Called strike 3, another punch out there for the young man. 1 down in the inning. So Bratcher with 7 strikeouts here so far. And there's the first out of the inning, and now Slade Cordius coming up to the plate now. Runner on first base still. Back over to first, not in time. A good throw, good head first slide by B.J. Waters. I was going to say that weekend prior to the eclipse, we will be in Lake of the Ozarks. 3 ball games, by the way. We'll have those games live on the radio. There's a ground ball to Greenwald. Greenwald could not come up with it. He was thinking about a double play instead. It'll end up being an E5. And now once again, runners are on first and second base here with only 1 down in the inning. Aiden McCandless coming up to the plate now. So that'll be an E5, and runners now on first and second base with 1 down in the inning. So McCandless is 0 for 1 in the ball game, grounded out to Greenwald his last time up. This one gets away. Good block once again by Miles Johnson. A 1 ball and no strikes. By the way, John David Patillo in his 2nd season as the head baseball coach. Our assistant coaches this year are Casey Beese, Tyler Mathis, and Jeff McLevain, rather. Bratcher looks at the runner at second base. Couldn't hold off on that pitch. There's a called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Count is even 1-1 with a runner on first and second base. 1 down here in the 4th. Bratcher now comes set. Takes a long look at the catcher to get the sign that he wants. And here is the 1-1 offering on the way. Oh, a nice pitch. Caught enough of the inside part of the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. So now it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bratcher looking for another punch out. So Bratcher wants a new sign. Time is called by the home plate umpire. Bratcher was looking for a new sign. We'll see if he got the one that he wants now. Still 1 down in the inning. Mules infield playing back a little bit. Double play depth. Good job again by Johnson making that backhand. Keeping it in front of him. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 the count. By the way, coming up later on in April, these games, boy, do they matter. we'll have that SEMO conference before you know it at Kappa Hall there in Cape Girardeau. Mules looking to go 2-0 in the conference. There's a ground ball up the middle for a base hit. And one run is going to, they're going to hold him up. Boy, Dylan Hall, you don't want to test his arm. A base hit up the middle, and now the bases are loaded with one down here in the fourth inning. So now J.G. Harris struck out his first time.
J.G. Harris.
First hit of the inning, by the way, for the Eagles. B.J. Waters led off the inning with a walk, a strikeout to Brady Swims looking E5, Slade Cordius. And then a base hit by Aiden McCandless, his first hit of the ball game. And now J.G. Harris comes up. Struck out his last time. Strike is called. Good pitch. No balls and one strike. Boy, if Bratcher can figure out a way to minimize the damage here and not give New Madrid any signs of life. Bratcher now comes set, checks on the runner at third base. Here's the 0-1 pitch. This one a ground ball. It's going to go underneath Huffman. And one run comes in to score. Two runs come in to score. And now, just like that, it is a 3-run ball game. Runners now on the corners as New Madrid comes away with 2 runs. So now the infield is going to get together. I like this strategy here. The infield, it comes in, and they're going to end up and talk it over. So 2 runs are going to come in to score. They're going to rule that in E3. And now it is a 5-2 ball game. So 2 key errors in the inning has led to both runs in this game for the Eagles. Joseph Taylor now coming up to the plate. Runners on the corners, 1 down. There's a ground ball. This one's going to go foul. Be behind the third baseline. No balls and 1 strike here. I like how the infield, following that last play, got together to settle down Branch and let him know they've got his back. It was a couple of mistakes. Let's shake it off and let's go to work. No balls and 1 strike here. Bratcher comes set. Here's the 0-1 offering on the way. Good pitch, taken a little bit on the outside corner. Caught enough. No balls and 2 strikes. Pitch number 21 coming up here for the senior. For Bratcher in this inning. Here is the 0-2 pitch on the way from Bratch. Got him looking. Another punch out. 2 down in the inning. So Bratcher with 2 more strikeouts here in the inning. And both outs here are strikeout via looking. 8 strikeouts in the ball game.
Now batting number 7, Jack.
So now Jack Pipkin coming up to the plate now. Pipkin struck out looking his first time. So now the Mules are an out away from limiting their damage here in the inning. It'll be 9-1-2 due up in the bottom part of the inning. Season good, Dylan Hall, and then Kobe Greenwald. First pitch up high for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Wind blowing in a little bit out in left field. Not nearly as bad as what it was on Tuesday. As you can hear in the crowd mic, we're not having any wind issues at all. Bratcher steps off the rubber, fakes over to third base. 1 ball and no strikes here. The 8-hitter in the lineup, Julian Cordius, is awaiting on deck. Hoping to come up here. Good pitch, strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Count is even here in the 4th. Top of inning number 4. We have been on the air now for an hour exact. First pitch at 4:30. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Bratcher now looks razor focused now. Here is the 1-2 pitch on the way from the young man. This one popped up out of play. Will get out of here down the first base line. It's still a 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Pipkin, the 8 hitter in the lineup, is 0 for 1 so far today. Struck out his first time back in the 3rd inning. Mules defense. This one fouled away. We'll do it again. It's still 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mules in the outfield. Season Good out in left field. Dylan Hall in center field. Cameron Settle out there in right field. Greenwall at third base. Spain at shortstop. Tabanera at second. And Huffman over at first. Up high for a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. By the way, Miles Johnson, he's had a pretty good ball game behind the plate so far. He is doing the catching here today for Dylan Bratcher. That is your defensive lineup now. Swing and a miss. Down on strikes again for the 2nd time today. Will the Eagles pick up 2 runs on 1 hit, 2 left on base, a couple of errors? We go to the bottom of the inning. Mules lead 5-2 on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
Patriot Auto Glass offers chip repair or glass replacement. They provide fast quality service done by experienced technicians. Ask about our veteran and first responder discounts. Call Patriot Auto Glass today at 573-840-5027. And remember, Patriot Auto Glass will come to you.
Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers is a 3rd-generation family-owned jewelry and repair store who have served the Poplar Bluff community for over 60 years.
Our family has always worked hard to provide the finest jewelry creations and service imaginable.
All right, we owe you a legal ID. We'll go ahead and take it right now on the radio. It is 5:34. Back in 10 seconds on the radio on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network. We're going to stay here as we see Harris continue to warm up. It is 5:34. I'm Frankie Castillo. You're tuning in live to Mules Baseball on today's talk, 93.3 FM, 930 AM, KWOC. Streaming online at KWOC.com, as well as video stream on our Facebook page and our website. Got a message from Dr. Aaron Corman, good friend of mine, that says, Tim, you're doing an okay job. No, he said doing a good job. But then he said he's not sure how you put up with me every day. I didn't like that part of the comment. No, you don't like that. Grandma Jackie tuning in here today back on W Highway. Glad to have her alongside. She said she was mind-boggled by the ball game on Tuesday over 3 hours. She said she was on the edge of her seat the entire night. She says she went to bed, slept like a baby on Tuesday night when the Mules got their win. And I'm happy to report that the game did interfere with her Wheel of Fortune, and she watched us or listened to us over Wheel of Fortune. So now, here we go. Ryland Season Good coming up to the plate now. Season Good, 1 for 1 here in the ball game. He dropped an amazing bunt his first time up. He also would come around to score as well. So now we got a catching issue, I believe, with Pipkin with his equipment. So that being said, our ball game today is presented by First Midwest Bank, Kevin's Auto Repair, PB Realty Legacy Farm and Land Specialist, Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers, and Russians Towing. By the way, we've got a big announcement to make. It's not about baseball. Tim and I thought basketball season was over. It's not. We're going to be live streaming an all-star game coming up on March 30th. We'll have more details coming up tomorrow. We'll have that live stream. It'll be live from Van Buren High School. It is the 6th annual Big Three Athletics Senior All-Star Game with girls and boys also, as there's an equipment issue, it looks like, with the helmet here by Pipkin. So now Coach Kimball is going to figure out another helmet for the young man to wear. So we're going to have a girls All-Star Game and a boys All-Star Game. 3 different conferences coming up, several different schools, and they're also going to have a 3-point contest on the girls' side and the boys' side, and they'll be doing their end of the year awards as well. And we're going to live stream that exclusively on the KWOC Facebook page as well as our YouTube channel. It's coming up on March 30th at around 5:30. First pitch taken for a ball to Ryland Season Good. It is 1 ball and no strikes. It is just a fact that Tim and I stay pretty busy almost all year round. That's just all there is to it. There's a fly ball in there for a base hit. Good job by Season Good. His second hit of the ball game. He wasted no time on that base hit to left field. And now the Mules have their leadoff man aboard. Here in the 4th inning, Dylan Hall coming up now. Grounded into a fielder's choice his last time. He would love to get things going here. Terry Bratcher loves Terry Weatherford rather. I'm sure Bratcher does as well. Loves what she's seeing right now by Bratcher on the mound. Back over to first base, not in time. Season Good dives back in. Had no issues getting back to first base. So now we'll see what the Mules can do as the Mules now looking to add some runs here. Runner takes off. Season Good got a great jump, and he'll take second. So there is the first strike here for Dylan Bratcher, and Season Good gets a stolen base rather. And now the Mules have a runner in scoring position. Season Good leads away from second base, trying to get those runs back they lost. There's a ground ball. This one up the middle to Taylor. Taylor bobbles it over to first base, not in time. They were not going to get him anyway. It was a slow roller to shortstop. But the way that Dylan Hall can run, that was going to be a difficult out anyway. Runners now on first and third base. With nobody out, and Greenwall coming up to the plate now for the Mules. So runners on the corners now as Hall is on first. Strike is called, and Hall going to take off again, and he'll end up on second base. The Mules have runners now on second and third base with nobody out. There's a ripping right to the third baseman, and Season Good able to get back in. That was a line drive. And boy, Season Good almost caught in no man's land. It wouldn't have been his fault. It was just wrong place at the wrong time. So 1 down in the inning. Whew. Mules catch a break on that one. That's going to go L5 on the out. That was a rocket shot over to BJ Swims at third base. Tabanera comes up to the plate now and takes the first pitch for a foul. No balls and 1 strike. Boy, Tabanera, last few games, he has really got his swing down. Today, he's 0 for 2. Has put the ball in play both times. Good pitch that time by Harris. No balls and 2 strikes. Here is the 0-2 pitch on the way, and a strike 3 is called. Woo. Strike 3 is called. 2 down in the inning now. So Tabanera pitch was a little bit on the outside part. Nevertheless, 2 down in the inning. Runner still on second and third base. Mules trying to get this run in. Huffman now, ball taken outside. 1 ball and no strikes with 2 down. Here is the 1-0 pitch on the way. Make it 2 balls and no strikes. So 2 balls and no strikes here. This one's ripped down the first base line. Gonna go foul. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1 the count now. Mules have runners on second and third base. As the team coming in the ball game, the Mules with runners in scoring position, they were batting 396 rather. The last 2 opportunities, they have not been able to get anything. A line out and then a strikeout outside. Pitch taken for a ball. 3 balls and 1 strike. So 3-1 the count here. Awaiting on deck is Noah Spain for the Mules. In the 5th inning for the Eagles, it'll be 9-1-2, all due up in the lineup. There's a fly ball to center field. Williams going over to make the catch. He slides and cannot come up with it. So Huffman's going to wind up with a 2 RBI double. Good try by Williams. And as you see right there, Huffman gets a couple of RBIs, and the Mules get those runs right back. So the Mules now lead at 7-2 following a 2 RBI double. So now Noah Spain coming up to the plate now for the Mules. Spain is 1 for 2 so far today. Mules now lead at 7-2, getting those runs right back they lost. 7-2 now, the score. Pitch taken outside for Noah Spain. A 1 ball and no strikes. That was a nice hit by Huffman again. He is having a really good season so far. Spain now digs in. Here is the 1-0 pitch. Nope, going back to second base, and Huffman slides in, no problem. Donna Nelson says, let's go Mules. Glad to have Miss Nelson alongside. Mules lead 7-2 here in the bottom of inning number 4. Outside pitch, 1 ball, or make that 2 balls and no strikes. Mules lead 7-2 here in the 4th. So far in the ball game, the Mules have 7 runs on 9 hits. Good job there by the base runner Huffman there on the wow pitch. So 3 balls and no strikes here. Mules have 7 runs on 9 hits, a couple of errors. New Madrid, they've got 2 runs on 3 hits and a couple of errors. Strike is called right down the middle. Good take. Mr. McCraig is tuning in. Likes what he's seeing right now with the Mules. 2 balls, or make that 3 balls and 1 strike rather. There's a rip, and this one gets in for a base hit. Spain again, his 2nd hit of the ball game, and that's going to drive in another run. Mules now lead 8-2 in the ball game. So now Bryce Dobbs is coming up to the plate now. Big RBI. Big RBI by Noah Spain. Mules now lead 8-2. Dobbs now struck out here in the 1st inning and struck out in the 3rd. Would love to get a hit right here. Steven Randall is tuning in. Spain, it takes off a no throw. And he'll get to second base with an easy stolen bag. No balls and 1 strike. Mules now lead it 8-2. Got to change that scoreboard. There we go. And now the infield going to come in a little bit and talk to the pitcher, make that J.G. Harris. Now they're going to switch out helmets, it looks like. They got the original helmet fixed there for Mr. Pipkin. And now they will get back to baseball. We are in the bottom of inning number 4. The Mules have 3 runs here. And by the way, all these runs have come with 2 outs. Spain leads away from second base. Dobbs pops it up. in frustration there. First baseman calls everybody off, and that'll be how this inning will come to a close. But the Mules end up, and they pick up 3 runs in the inning. They strand 1, 3 runs on 4 hits. It took 21 pitches. We are going to the top of inning number 5. At 9, 1, and 2 are all due up. Mules lead 8-2 on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
You're in the zone with Baldwin Toyota. Today's spotlight is a 2023 Toyota RAV4. Grab your teammates for the ultimate ride. The 2023 Toyota RAV4 offers a spacious interior and configurable cargo space. Now you can carry all your gear for the big game.
That's right. And with the RAV4's all-wheel drive technology, you can effortlessly tackle any terrain.
Get in the game and visit Baldwin Toyota and experience the 2023 Toyota RAV4 for yourself. And now back to Mules action.
Caring for those you love also means taking good care of yourself. At Poplar Bluff Regional Medical Center, our healthcare providers take the time to identify your health risks and help you prioritize good health. Regular checkups and age-appropriate screenings are important to be healthy now and stay well in the future. With same or next day appointments and online scheduling, we make it easy to make an appointment right now. You can even see us from the comfort of your own home via telehealth. Put your health first today by making an appointment by visiting pbrmc.com and searching online scheduling.
All right, let's take a look now at the pitchers through 4 innings so far. And let's talk about here for the Mules so far. Bratcher, he has gone 4 innings. He has faced 17 batters, 65 pitches so far. He has given up 3 hits, 2 runs, none earned. He has walked 1, struck out 9 in the ball game. J.G. Harris, first pitch for a ball. J.G. Harris in the ball game. He has went 4 innings. He has faced 24 batters. He has thrown 78 pitches, 10 hits, 8 runs, 8 earned. He has walked 1, struck out 3. He's also hit a batter as well. Swing and a miss. So Julian Cordius is 0 for 1 here in the ball game so far. This one's a smack, and this one right to the shortstop, Noah Spain. Woo! Nice pickup by Spain. He's feeling it right now.
Now batting, number 1, Ty Williams.
Ty Williams coming up to the plate now. Williams is 0 for 2 so far today. He has struck out twice. So 1 down here in the inning. First pitch is swing and a miss. He is down a strike. No balls and 1 strike. So 8-2 is the score here in the top of inning number 5. Swing and a miss. He is down 2 strikes. No balls and 2 strikes. By the way, coming up in the home half of inning number 5 for the Mules, it'll be a 7-8-9. All due up. Mr. Bratcher will lead us off. He couldn't hold up. They dropped the ball, and here is your throw to first base in there for a strikeout. 2 down in the inning. So Bratcher racking up the strikeouts now. 2 down in the inning.
Now batting number 15, P.J. Waters.
10 strikeouts. 10 strikeouts in the ball game for Mr. Bratcher. 2 down. And now coming up is B.J. Waters. He has walked and singled. He's also scored a run. Takes the first pitch for a foul ball down the first base line. No balls and 1 strike. Awaiting on deck is Brady Swims, who is 1 for 2 in the ball game as well. So B.J. Waters now looking to get on base here with 2 down. Bratcher not messing around. Fouled away. This one to the screen. No balls and 2 strikes. Is it just me, Tim, or does Bratcher look locked in today? He looks like he's in a zone. Had a couple of big hits on Tuesday night against Kennett, and then today approaching this pitching debut, or I should say the start Got him looking, you betcha. 11 punch-outs here in the ball game for Mr. Bratcher. Way to go, big fella. We go to the home half of the 5th inning. Bratcher Johnson, season good. No runs, no hits, and nobody left on. He did it on 9 pitches. We're coming right back in just a moment. Mules lead 8-2 on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
This is Brenda Holmes with PB Realty Donovan Office. We are Ripley County's leader in every category of real estate. We can help you with residential, farm and land, river cabins, and commercial properties. Call us at 996-5153 or stop by our office at 304 East Highway Street between Quick Connection and North End Motel. Let's talk about how we can help you with all of your real estate needs. Or call me, Brenda Holmes, at 573-707-0741.
So 11 strikeouts in the ball game for Mr. Bratcher, and guess who's coming up to the plate to begin at the bottom of the inning? You guessed it, Dylan Bratcher coming up to the plate now for the Mules. He has been sensational on the mound so far for Poplar Bluff. Bratcher, he has singled and scored. Well, he didn't score, but he has singled in the ball game. He has also grounded out to second base as well. Here we go now. The left-hander on the plate steps up, and this one out to left field. Get down, big fella. Yes, sir. A leadoff base hit here by Mr. Bratcher. We're going to get a courtesy runner to come in now as Bratcher does his job. And coming in to run for Bratcher, it is Brant Bell. So Bratcher not wasting any time at the plate as he is able to quickly get on first base, does his job. He is doing his job on the mound and at the plate as well. That is his second hit of the ball game. So now Miles Johnson coming up to the plate now for the Mules. Pitch is taken outside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. We are in the 5th inning. Mules lead it 8-2 here. So now 1 ball and no strikes here. Here is the 1-0 pitch on the way. Inside for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Pitch number 82 about to come up here for J.G. Harris, who has gone 4 innings so far. Mules lead 8-2. 2-0 the count. Season good awaiting on deck for the Mules. Big conference game in Poplar Bluff. Swing and a miss. He changed the speed on that pitch, and Bell winds up and takes off, and he's on second base. So now the Mules have a runner once again in scoring position. Terry likes what she's seeing, as does Karen Arms. Likes it from Dylan Bratcher on the mound. Also getting it done at the plate as well. This one taken out of play for a foul ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Count is even now at 2-2. Johnson going to dig in and try to drive that run in from second base. So now Harris comes set. Here's the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. 1 down here in the inning. So, season good coming up to the plate now. So Johnson strikes out for the first time in the ball game. Johnson, season good now. He's got 2 base hits. He's also scored a couple of runs. There's a ground ball. This one's going to get into the outfield. Boy, that's nice. And here it comes. Oh, I thought for a moment that we were going to have a Mules runner trying to score. Bell is going to hold up on third base. That was a nicely hit ball that time by Season Good. And now runners are on the corners now for the Mules. So Season Good, 3 hits in the ball game. And now we are back to the top of the lineup. Got some information to pass on to you from the JV Golf the Tri match. Mules at JV receive first place. Runner takes off. And good job that time by Season Good. He is able to get down to second base with no throw. So now the Mules have runners on second and third base. So the Mules JV went in, took care of business over Notre Dame and Jackson. No balls and 2 strikes. Appreciate Mules Athletic Director Kent Keith keeping us up to date on all of our Mules athletics. Here's the pitch on the way, inside for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Karen says it's Dylan's biggest fan. Abby Wilson's grandmother. Awesome. Thank you so much. He's a great kid, having a phenomenal day on the mound and the plate. There's a ground ball by Bratcher, or make that by Dylan Hall. And it's going to be a fair ball and no throw. And a run's going to come in, an infield base hit by Bratcher. So it's going to end up in being an RBI base hit. And runners now are on the corners. And the Mules end up scoring again. Now it's 9-2. So an RBI by Dylan Hall. And Greenwald coming up to the plate now. So Dylan Hall now is going to take off, ball called, and Hall is going to wind up on second base. So now the Mules once again have them on second and third base. So second and third base now. There's a rip by Greenwald. This one is going to go, and this one is gone. Greenwald, a 3-run homer. I thought it was going to hook foul, but Greenwald goes yard. And that should be the ball game. It's a 12-2 score. We're in the 5th inning. And that should do it. And I believe that is ball game. Mules are going to walk it off. An hour and 29-minute ball game compared to Tuesday when it was over 3.5 hours. So the Mules, they go yard at Kobe Greenwald on a 3-run bomb. So coming up, we're going to go down and we're going to go talk to the coach, I believe. I want to make sure that I've got all the strikeouts that I need for. So Bratcher, yes sir, 11 strikeouts. So let's go to break, and then we'll come back in our post game on the field. Mules get it done 12-2. We're back in just a moment on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network. All right, so we are back now with our post-game report, and joining us right now is the head coach here, John David Patillo. And Coach, what a ball game here today. The Mules really stepped up here in a big way and showed out, winning 12-2. Give us your reaction first off on the way they played offensively and defensively.
Well, you know, this kid came in as a submariner, and he really did keep us, you know, off guard, off balance. It wasn't easy to time him up. And, you know, we kind of manufactured some runs, and, of course, then Colby did what he did at the end. That was a pretty nice shot.
It was. We had no wind, too, so that tells you a lot right there.
Well, I mean, the wind's been blowing in. I was kind of surprised he hit it that far, but hit it pretty good.
Yes, he did. And what about Dylan Brancher on the mound? 11 big strikeouts. I mean, he was in the zone here today.
Yeah, Dylan did a great job, and we gave up those 2 runs, and was thinking we got to, you know, throw him a little bit longer, but and we had Jackson ready to go, but when this game got shortened up, it allowed us to save our pitching. So we'll be ready to go next week in Gulf Shores.
Let me ask you, what does it mean to you and the team here to start out the conference 2-0? It's a very tough conference here coming up, and to be 2-0 is pretty impressive so far.
Well, it just tells you about our conference, first of all, and the quality that's there. And, you know, we noticed that Kennett, Dexter stayed with Kennett for quite a while there. And, but I guess that was last night's game.
Last night, yeah.
You know, the other teams are playing pretty well. So, I don't know. I'm ready to see us play against our, you know, our conference schools, and hopefully we're, you know, going to play next week and then come back, and then we'll start another conference game, I think, that week when we come back.
Against Sykeston, absolutely. And back-to-back ball games, the Mules here, double-digit runs. It seems like at the plate they're really locked in right now.
Well, like I said, we were a little off balance today, but we manufactured enough, did enough that, you know, we put them away early. So
I tell you what, an hour 29-minute ball game today versus 3.5. I'll take it every day of the week.
Yeah. Well, you know, you love to play the game.
Sure.
And so when you're out here, it's great. But, yeah.
Except when it's cold, right?
That's right.
That's right. So you guys will take off the next couple of days, and then you guys hit the road coming up on Sunday. Walk us through what's going to happen between now and next Monday at Gulf Shores.
Well, Monday or tomorrow we'll practice, and we're going to let our JV scrimmage each other and get those guys some live at-bats. Come back, and we'll probably practice a little bit on Saturday and then leave at 9 on Sunday. We'll drive down part of the way and find a place to eat. As of right now, it looks like we'll stop in Hattiesburg and then finish the rest of the way in, eat some pizza, and then get up at 6:30 in the morning and play at 9 there at, I believe it's at Orange Beach High School.
I think you're right, absolutely. And I'll tell you what do you want to tell the folks watching back at home? Your lovely wife is watching as well. What do you want to tell them right now?
She's over there.
Oh, she was watching earlier, though.
Yeah. Well, just I'm
one thing that you may not know is I tell you what, this year for sure, you've got so much support that those who can't make it, they are supporting this team 100%, Coach.
Well, that's great. And like I said, we've got a bunch of good kids, and you know, they're playing well, they're learning, they're getting better, and that's what we need to do.
And last question, what are the expectations coming up for your team coming up in Gulf Shores? I mean, obviously the competition is going to be really good. What are the expectations going in next week?
Well, just going in to compete. We found out today that that first day, the last day opponent has changed. But we've looked up some of the other opponents and got an idea of, you know, what kind of teams they are. But, you know, when you're going to a new place and you haven't had that experience, you know, you really don't know.
Sure.
But we can find out, you know, as much as we can, you know, online and with statistics but just trying to get prepared for that. And like I said, our kids are just going to go down and compete. You know, these last couple of days we've seen some guys that have thrown really hard. We saw this guy that's thrown, you know, from that down position, and so we've seen a little bit of everything. But I noticed one of the opponents that we were going to face is 10-10 right now.
Yeah.
So they've played 20 games,
right.
You know, and we haven't played that many. But it's going to be a good experience one way or the other.
Coach, thank you again for letting us cover the team, and we're going to have fun coming up next week.
Sounds good.
All right, Colby Greenwald, get over here, my friend. So walk us through that last at-bat, 3-run homer, and you knew it was gone the moment it left, right?
I knew I hit it hard. I didn't know that it was for sure gone, but, yeah, I knew I pieced it up pretty good.
Let me ask you, the last couple of ball games, we have seen something that we haven't seen in the first 2 ball games, a lot more confidence at the plate. You guys are running the bases a whole lot better. Give me your thoughts here. Why is it coming together now? So I don't want to say easy, but a little bit easier than maybe in games 1 and 2 of the season.
I'd say we're all probably a little bit more disciplined at the plate this year. I think we all just come up with a good approach and kind of have a plan at the plate, I'd say.
Back-to-back ball games, this team, like I was telling Coach Patillo a moment ago, double figures in runs. At the plate, you guys are really locked in. What is the biggest difference at practice compared to in the game situations?
I think that's probably one of the most important things is we practice how we play. We try to keep 100% energy in practices and just treat it like a game.
First home run this year. Mom and Dad was watching. What do you want to say to him right now, man?
I just want to say thank you for coming to all my games and supporting me.
And how much fun will this team have coming up next week in Gulf Shores?
Oh, we're going to have a ton of fun. We're all looking forward to it for sure.
Absolutely. Go enjoy the win. We'll see you coming up on Sunday as we leave out.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. You bet you. Ryland season good. Get over here. We're going to have Coach B stay beside. Don't go away, Coach. Got to get him on, too. At the plate, you're locked in right now. 3 big hits today, a couple on Tuesday. Walk us through the mindset that you're having right now with this team.
Well, right now I feel like we're doing pretty good so far. We won big against Kenneth the other night. And really at the plate right now, I'm just trying to hit it on the ground more because I use my speed to beat it out and just hit more line drives and stay confident.
You know, one thing that I saw with this team that I really do appreciate as a team and a broadcaster is 1 inning we had a couple of errors. The infield came in to kind of settle down Bratcher a little bit and let them know we got your back. It was our fault. I like the mentality. It seems like you guys really are playing as one versus each other.
Yeah, that's a big deal at our practice right now, keeping our energy up and bringing it to the games, and just whenever we do mess up a little bit, just scratch it and start over and keep that confidence for the next play.
Absolutely. And for you personally, being a senior, you guys got to win against Kennett now, first time in 5 years. We beat New Madrid again in back-to-back seasons. Tell me what's it like being 2-0 in the conference.
It's really nice. That win against Kennett was probably my best one yet. I love that game.
Absolutely. And what will you do to get ready for a big week coming up in Gulf Shores?
Just keep the same energy and just bring it down there. Just win all the games we play.
All right, man. Go get them. We'll see you coming up on Sunday, my friend.
Thank you.
You betcha. Coach Beast, get over here. I'm gonna get him too, but I got to ask you a question first off. Walk us through the pitching here. The last couple of ball games. I mean, we've had some brutal ball games, and I tell you what, 11 strikeouts on the mound. It seems like what you're preaching is really paying off right now.
Well, we made one adjustment, and I think it really helped him. Dylan was opening shoulders a little bit earlier, and we really focused on keeping him closed down the mound so that he could focus everything toward the plate, and I think that showed up tonight.
You know, one thing that I want people to understand that are watching right now is the fact that you bleed, sweat, maroon, and you put a lot of emphasis in this team. And if you don't mind me saying this, and don't be mad at me, I didn't tell you about this beforehand. This guy right here, I want you to face that camera there, Coach. This guy doesn't get paid a dime, but he put so much emphasis in this team. Why is that, Coach?
Well, I think as a coach, you do it for one reason, and that's to see these young men be successful, not just in baseball, but in life in general. You know, I've watched now a whole pile of my boys that I've worked with since they were 9 years old, all going on to play college baseball at the next level. But you know, that's what we do it for, is to see these guys grow up and become young men, and then eventually fathers, leaders of this community, and come back and do exactly what I'm doing here. And that's it. You got to give back.
You told me on Tuesday that we're going to measure our season against Kennett. You would see a big difference in the way we approach the pitching, the way we approach hitting if we got that win. I think you were right. We're seeing that right now, aren't we?
I hope we see it all year. That's our plan. We've really in practice have gone back. You know, with the first couple of games, you think you're ready, and then you see whether you are or you aren't. And afterward, we really came back and focused on the things that we saw we weren't ready in. And a lot of that is process, preparation, and mindset. And I know that sounds cliche, but that's exactly what we've changed.
I know that you may hear this all the time, but our fans that are watching right now on Facebook and they're listening on the radio, they appreciate what you're doing for the team. Keep it up, and I can't wait to see you guys coming up next week in Gulf Shores. Should be a lot of fun.
We'll go have a lot of fun together.
That's right, my friend. All right, man, get over here. I saved you on purpose because you left me hanging earlier. But anyways, that's a different story. 11 strikeouts, man. Before we get to the pitching, let's talk about the hitting. Right now, you're zoned in. It seems like every time you come up to the plate, what's going through your mind?
Just find a way to get on base, help the guys behind me and in front of me. And today was to help my own cause, but the past couple games is trying to pump these guys up to get out there and go play, and maybe for them to have a passion like me to get on base. That's really what I've had in my thoughts.
Third inning, a couple of errors. What I like, and I was telling Season Good this too, what I like about this team, it shows a lot of character. Everybody calls timeout. The infield comes in. They take responsibility. And what does that do to you? Because you came back and made 2 impressive outs back-to-back.
Yeah, that's one of the things we dwell on last season. And I feel like we can get everybody on the same page and having them have the same mentality of like, hey, it's behind us. I think that's one thing I try to put towards the guys and have them have the same mindset that it's gone. And I really think that having them come in and talk with each other and know that we have each other's backs is a great way to get them to clear their minds to go to the next play.
Well, I owe you an apology because I jinxed you in that third inning because I made a comment, 5 straight strikeouts, it was an 0-2 count, and I said he's 1 pitch away from making it 6 in a row, and then it kind of all went haywire for a minute. So my bad, I take responsibility for that.
Before we go any farther, I did get in trouble yesterday for not shouting out Miss Patillo. So before we go there, I'm going to shout out Miss Patillo. But no, thanks for jinxing me, I guess, because
it was on me.
It made me, pitch better. But I know I had 11 strikeouts, but I couldn't have done it without the pitching staff. And
was that going through your mind at all as the game wore on that you had 4 in a row, 5 in a row, or was you thinking about that at all?
I knew I had a lot of strikeouts, but I knew I couldn't think about it because I had batters coming up to face, and I needed to let that go and focus on the hitters and try and get a good measure of what I believe is to come with me on the mound and my teammates. And I just really show that I want to feel bad for my defense for not getting them enough effort tonight, but they're all there.
Well, let me tell you, it's been a lot of fun to watch you, and I can't wait to see you coming up next week in Gulf Shores. And I would dare to say that I know it's only been 5 games, but let me ask you this last question. Is it safe to say that you're having more fun this season than what I've seen the last 3 seasons?
I guess you can say that. I mean, I can't not say the last couple of seasons have been fun, but I like the start we're off to. We're all together, and I like that as a team, and we all like each other. We all have fun around each other. We're all gonna keep having fun with each other, and we're never toxic to each other. That's the most important thing, I think. And I love my guys, and I know they love me too. So that's fine.
From what I've seen, the last 5 games that we've had the opportunity and the privilege of doing the Facebook, the YouTube, and the radio, this community stands behind this team. And I always say this to every person I interview at the very last. I want you to look in that camera, and for those that are still hanging on, we got a bunch of them hanging on to every word. What do you want to say to them right now, man, as you guys get ready to go off to Gulf Shores?
I love you guys, and thanks for always tuning in to our games, and I can't thank you guys enough. I hope you guys are able to tune in during Gulf Shores, and I'm looking forward to see you guys when you come in.
All right, man, go get them. Have a great week coming up. We'll see you in Gulf Shores.
Thank you, guys.
You betcha. That's Dylan Brancher here. Phenomenal job. Gets the victory here today, 11 strikeouts. And, of course, we're having a lot of fun here. And I tell you what, Coach Mathis is over here as well. And we'll get a couple of – you won't see him on camera per se, but Coach Mathis, let me tell you, how many times – today, it was just stolen base after stolen base. And I didn't have to say that you guys picked off again. Congratulations. Great job.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
No, I was going to say, man, this team, you know what, walk over here. I got all night. It's better than 3 hours and 28 minutes. I want people to see the face on this guy and Coach McLevain, too. Got to get him, too. He's playing with his boys right now. And that's what a father does, by the way. This is Coach Mathis, by the way, Coach McLevain. And let me tell you, first and foremost, 1 game over 500. Coach, and this team is starting to gel at the right time. It's still early, but we're coming together.
Yeah, we're starting to put the ball in play a lot more. I think they're finally getting that team chemistry that we've been pushing for, and
we'll see how it goes in Gulf Shores this weekend.
You know what? It's going to be a lot of fun, and it seems like the mindset from this team is that we're going to go down there, we're going to win some games.
Yeah, I expect the boys to go down there, play hard, give it everything they got, and we'll see what happens by the end of the week.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait for it. Thanks for the impromptu interview.
Yep.
And Coach Mathis, I mean, you're one of the big reasons also why this team is gelling together. And for those who don't know, when I come to practice, when I get here to set everything up, you're always pitching to the kids. Do a horrible job at doing that anyway, but nevertheless, I mean, you do a phenomenal job, and I tell you, from what I can see, you may not know it, but these kids, man, they look up to you, Coach.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. We got a good group of guys here, and I'm just excited to see where we're at the end of the year. We got a good shot to do something special here.
You know, you told me back in the summertime that you really believed, or I'm sorry, back in the fall time, that you believed that this season we're going to see our boys really do something phenomenal. And you knew going into that Kennett game that we had an opportunity here to win that ball game, and we did. And you said that night we're going to see something special. We did. And now coming up next week, from what I can see on the boys' face, going to Gulf Shores next week, they feel like they're going to win some games.
Yeah, we got a good it's going to be a fun time down there, but we're going to take care of business down there. It's going to be a good time. We'll see where we're at the end of the week.
All joking aside, I make a lot of jokes about you, but one thing that I'm very impressed with is, and I know you were concerned before the season started, and that's our base running. We are locked in on the base pads right now. I remember the line drive there at third base, and we were able to get back to the bag, and most teams would have had a double play right there.
That's one thing. That was a big point of emphasis coming into this year, was we had a lot of bad base running mistakes last year, and so we've really put a lot of pressure on them in practice to kind of clean that up a lot. And we've been doing a good job, and we'll see where we're at moving forward.
I think the main reason why we're doing so good right now on the base pads is because your wife pretty much said no more outs on the base pads, right?
Yep, she's holding me accountable for sure.
She is, absolutely. Well, I can't wait to see you coming up in Gulf Shores. We're going to have a lot of fun. There's a youngster right there. And, Coach, congratulations on the win, and we'll see you coming up next week.
Thank you. Sounds good. See you.
All right, Coach Mathis here joining us live, and we want to make sure that we get every coach on the air because you know what? They truly deserve it. They work hard for these boys, and we want to make sure that we give them all that we can and then some. So I'm going to keep on the air as we walk back to the broadcast booth. We'll get up, and we'll close this game out as the Mules get a victory here tonight. Final score 12-2, and of course it's all capped off with that 3-run homer to end the ball game by Colby Greenwald. 11 strikeouts by Dylan Bratcher as well, as the Mules now go 2-0 in the conference, and we are one game above 500. Of course, I got Cameron Settle here. By the way, all academic here. Congratulations on that, my friend.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
11.7 GPA?
Something like that, yeah.
And fourth in your class, so that's awesome. Congratulations. And Gulf Shores couldn't come fast enough, right?
Right, I agree.
That's right. We're going to have a lot of fun. We go back up. Love these guys, man. We're going to go back up top, and we'll wrap it up here. As the Mules, they end up getting a big win against New Madrid. It is a conference opponent. The Mules now are 2-0 this season in the conference, and that means our next ball game will come up next week in Gulf Shores. And, boy, we can't wait to get there as well. Going to be a lot of fun. And now we are back in the press box so we can close out this ball game in style. And the Mules getting the win here today, going on to win 12-2. And I got to tell you, the coaches – they had no idea that I was going to put them on the air, and we appreciate all the coaches for what they do because these coaches, man, they give a lot of time, a lot of sacrifice to this team, to their families as well, and it's showing right now as the boys are locked in, and the Mules now with a big, impressive win against New Madrid. That means our next broadcast. Now, here's the bad news. We talked about this earlier in the broadcast. Unfortunately, we are not going to be able to live stream the games next week in Gulf Shores. Oh, we want to. Believe me when I tell you, we want to do that. We're just not going to be able to do that next week. However, that being said, we are going to be able to, as soon as we get back to Missouri, we are hoping to restart our streaming very, very soon. And stay with us. Every game will be on the radio, by the way. In the meantime, thank you so much for tuning in. Let's thank our sponsors one more time. They include First Midwest Bank, Kevin's Auto Repair, PB Realty Legacy Farm and Land Specialist, Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers, Russian Stowing, also Baldwin Toyota, First Choice Insurance, Poplar Bluff Regional Medical Center, Patriot Auto Glass, Christian Automotive and Tire, also Eye Care Specialist, Larry Hillis Dodge, Air Solutions, Edmondson, Warren, and Holt Legal Services, Maverick Glass, and Senator Jason Bean. Tim Hicks, great job on the camera as always. He does a phenomenal job, a thankless job at that, to make sure that we capture every moment that we can. I'm Frankie Castile. Thanks again for tuning in. Tonight's game, 1 hour and 29 minutes. Mules get it done at 12-2. Thanks again for tuning in. You've been watching and listening to Mules Baseball Live on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.